Hey, hey, can you believe it? We made it just in time, Sharon.
That is wonderful, and it's something we always make it on time.
Exactly, exactly. Never know how much stuff we got to do in the background. Just like many times in your relationships, people look at you, think you're doing so good, or maybe they think you're doing so bad. They have no idea what are some of the things that we do in the background just to either make us look good or actually act like we can stand each other.
Or
From
sometimes
that end.
even
So,
just to
what?
simply show up.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, Sharon, you want to go ahead and do our usual pitch, so everybody knows what we're about, what we're here for, and go from there, please. Thank you.
Absolutely. I will start with saying, welcome to Taking the Journey Together. I am Sharon or Zare, and you are, should I fill it in or you?
Imar or Craig, aka Imar. Yes.
Yes. And we have been taking this journey together for quite a few years, and it just gets better. Rocky sometimes, smooth sometimes, but it's always getting better. And we are here discussing relationships, and I just want you to know that this is our belief statement. We are going to relate. It doesn't matter what our mother says, our father says, our brother says, our friend says, or even what Jesus says. We are going to relate. But at taking the journey together, we believe in relating in a balanced manner. By balanced, we mean entering into a relationship that has friendship first and then lovership, but has both aspects in both partners in the relationship.
You said that so well, Sharon. I was going to give you a hug, a digital hug. Somebody's there knows what this is. It's a digital hug I'm giving right now to you. Sharon is miles and miles away. Where are you at, Sharon, right now? Because you're not by the chair like you're usually. Where are you at?
I know I am still in Seoul, Korea, and
Hmm.
I have another week here, so I'll do another show next week from here, and then I'll be back.
Where we definitely miss you. When I get up in the morning, I usually, have somewhat thinking that you're under the side of the bed, but instead I get over there and I see a pillow instead and I go back to sleep. No, not really. I really don't. I just wake up
I
and go, oh man, she's not here. And you know how quiet you are around the house. Well, many times you just surprise me. You're like a ghost, and the Holy Ghost, but you're like a ghost. I never know when you're around. I tell you sometimes, stop sneaking up on me. And I said, take those ankle bracelets and all the bracelets you wear on your hand and shake them a little bit so I know you're around there.
I'm always around, even if, like now, it's only in spirit. I'm always around.
Well, good, good. I know you are. Know you are. So we got a
And I'm
special.
missing you too.
Well, okay, okay. Should I just stop and let you talk a little
No,
bit?
I just wanted to add that in. So
Okay.
go for it.
All right. Well, we got a very, very exciting show. We got some exciting guests on, and you'll never know who finally showed up. Also,
Yes,
too,
I do.
you do know who showed up.
Yes, I told you.
Yeah, you were right. He knows who's. In fact, I'm going to pop him right now before we pop up all the rest of the people, so that you could say hi to him since you knew that, and then we're going to get right into our topic real quickly and let everybody go and roll because I've got a statement that starts off that's going to have people chomping at the bit, as they say, and really thinking because in our shows we are about balanced relationships. So we're going to talk about what an imbalance is in the relationship, and therefore from there through in looking at the imbalance, we'll then talk about the balance and how important that is in a relationship. We usually look at the imbalance as being relationships that are trying to survive, with relationships who are trying to move to thrive, relationships we're trying to rebuild, relationships we're trying to be partners, relationships we're trying to expand with one another. They are operating as balanced, healthy relationships. So anyway, let me go ahead and bring him in. Hello, sir.
Good
How y'all
morning,
doing
Dr.
today?
Fraser.
How are you
We're doing
doing?
well.
Excellent. So you not back yet?
Not back yet. I've got another week before I come back.
Okay, okay. You enjoying yourself over there?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's every day. It's running, running, running. I'm averaging 10 miles a day of walking.
Wow,
And
good
complaining to
exercise.
me. And complaining to me, Doc.
Exactly,
She's
exactly.
complaining to me. She said she had
Oh,
It's
2,000 steps in one day, and I'm just sitting. And she bought me
oh,
this
wow.
thing that I sit down and I use my feet, and it turns, at least brings blood to my body while I'm sitting at the computer. She's doing 2,000 steps.
All right, now
hey,
she gonna come back real healthy now on you.
Uh, and so, Doc, I'm still, Doc, I have started your, what's it called, Sharon?
diet,
Diet.
diet.
And I've only added in some keto. I think that's what it is. Nuts and stuff like that are supposed to be catering to a keto diet, as you know what that is.
Yeah.
And that's been the only thing. And I've lost already, Sharon, 10 pounds. By the time you come back,
Wonderful.
I'm going to look
By the
just as
time
good as
you
Doctor.
come back, yeah,
Exactly.
by the time you come back, he gonna be healthy too.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'll look just
but
like Doc does.
here's the thing. We're gonna fix that because we're gonna keep it up. I'm walking 10 miles a day. When I come home from work, you're gonna
Mhm.
have to be ready to walk out that door and we're gonna just do
Okay.
some walking.
Just
All
push
right.
Okay.
him. Just push
No
him out the
more.
door. Just push him.
Yes.
Just, yeah,
No
yeah.
more. No
Brother,
more
I
one
thought you was
lapper
coming
sitting.
in to be on my side. I should have known that you were not going to do that. Okay, so
That is on your side.
we're going to bring in
Right.
our next guest that has not been here for a while. Sharon, you want to introduce her real quickly, or you want her to introduce herself? How do you want to do it?
Well, she needs no introduction, but we will say her name, and bring her in. Sister
Okay.
Latita, welcome back.
Hello,
Love the
hello,
energy.
Dr. Frazier.
Hello there, ma'am. How you doing today?
Doing well within the will of self. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. Good to see you again.
Yes, lovely to see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good, good. I was telling Latita, Dr. Frazier, I said he was on the last show, but he just woke up like a Rip Van Winkle to visit us in the rest of this astral world.
Yeah.
Brought everything with him. So
You know I
we
take my breaks now.
exactly. When this brother takes a break, he's seriously
I take a break.
wow. One day we'll have him on our show to give a testimony. So, you know, like all of us, we have backstories on who we are and what we do. And I think our backstories have everything to do with the energy and development of how we create our world. And therefore, they're very, very important. And many times they can, how can I say, it, blow away? How can I say the stereotypes that sometimes people think about us when they look at us? And the
Yeah.
old saying is, you really can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. Hey, I have
Hmm.
people tell me that all the time, but they say when I start opening my mouth and start talking,
Hmm.
you didn't seem like, you was the guy that, I was thinking you were, So I get that a lot too. So I know where you're coming from.
Exactly. I know Latita gets that a lot. I know
Hmm.
Yes.
you don't even know she is one of these times when I get enough funds together, she's an unbelievable singer, folks. This sister can blow. I'm serious. Look at she told me this sister can sing. Seriously, she can sing. But that's another
No,
story
no,
too.
no, 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 no. The word in the South is sang,
Oh,
not
sang.
sing.
Okay.
Sang. When
Okay.
when when they really throw it down, it's sang.
Dang.
So we got some younger folks in the background. They're moving around and turning around. They're getting antsy as can be. I think one of them's kind of moving the camera light around. Good thing I took a look in the backstage before I brought them in, because otherwise they were like, oh no, they're getting themselves together. And we want to bring them both in. Come on, you guys been waiting long enough. Now it's time. Now it's time. Now, Sharon, you got both. You got both. And young folks say we slow. But anyway, you want to give them both who their names are, Sharon, before you introduce them.
I am going to do my best. We
Okay.
have we have a young couple, Weldon and Milani, and we're going to bring them in and give them an opportunity to introduce themselves.
Go right ahead. They're like our real guest. Yeah, they're like our
Yes.
real guest. If you may want to say, yes, go ahead. We can't hear you. We can't hear
Can't hear
you.
you.
We can't hear you.
I'm Empress
There we
of
go.
Port Savannah. I know Dr. Parente Frazier.
Okay. How you doing?
All is well.
Oh,
My name
well.
is Weldon. Nice to meet y'all.
Good to have you both with us.
Good to have you both with us. You two, as being the young folks that we have brought in many times, I hate to say this, but we make you guys our guinea pigs because you are our next generation. And we want to see if there's anything still going on that we did right or wrong that's being passed on to the next generation. It then confirms to us that saying, I don't know where it comes from, that there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to human beings. So we just want to make sure that it gives us that hope, I guess, in the future, but maybe not. I don't know. But
You talking about me when you talking about the youth, the young people?
oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you like me, brother.
Oh,
Young
Well,
elder.
we happen
I'm
to
just
be
messing
we
with
happen to be a little old school with things, so
Look at
oh no.
Miss Empress, you were right about that. We've been over his place, and I've been locked in his long conversation. He is.
Yeah.
He definitely is. Forgot it. Okay. So, Sharon,
Yes.
you want me to start this off on our topic today? We have many topics, but our topic today is about intradependence. Intradependence.
Yes, I would like for you to go on and start it off. You have the background in this. I have been
Hmm.
um, running around and I have no notes or anything with me. So you have a good idea of where to get started. I'm just putting it all out there and keeping it real. So,
I'm gonna put you on the spot real quickly. How do you say hello or goodbye or something in Korea? Because I know Korean because you told me you've been in classes. They've been having you go out of your way to try to speak that. Come on now, you got to help us out.
안녕하세요.
Say it again.
안녕하세요.
Ooh, that sounds good. I love that. What does that mean?
Hello.
Ooh, every morning if you say that, I'll get up real quickly. I'll just pop up.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to try it as soon as I get back.
Okay, good. So before I make this statement, which I usually do to start our show off, I want Dr. Frazier to give us just a brief understanding of interconnectivity because young Empress had a chance to look and she couldn't find that word actually. And I told her that word is used mostly in the scientific field when it comes to the relationships of eternal structure. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I forgot one thing.
What's that? I'm
We
sorry.
did not give them a chance to talk about who they are.
Oh,
We
okay.
usually do that. We usually give our guests an opportunity to talk about who they are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break in like that,
Okay.
but I
No,
didn't
that's
want
all
them
right.
to be, left without that opportunity.
Okay. Do you want to do that to all of them? Because usually we let Dr. Frazier and Sister Latita at the end speak about who they are. But if you want the couple, I'm assuming that you were talking about on who they
Yes,
are and what they do in Savannah, then that's fine. Go
yes,
ahead. You
definitely.
guys get the floor right now. Yes,
Yes.
y'all the young. Come on, young folks.
Um, I'm honestly still finding parts of who I am. I
Mhm.
can elaborate on a few things that I know. I know that I'm a lover of our people. I'm a server of our people. All I want to do is see us succeed as a collective and individually as well. That is what my brand stands for. Um, I'm a traveler. I'm a learner. I'm a teacher. Um, yeah. Amongst other things, I could go on, but his turn.
Well, we kind of met in that sense. Like, I'm trying to find myself as well. Um, it's just, I can't really explain it.
We're building, we're growing as individuals and collectively, and Yeah, we're circling it up. We're gonna get it together before we 40. That's the goal.
Well, I say to you that as you continue and have a chance to listen to at least taking the journey, one of the things that we're doing is all about trying to build healthy and trying to build relationships that thrive in a balanced way. And therefore, it's all about trying to find more of who you are in connection to your relationship, first of all, with you, and then your connection with your relationship with your partner that you'll be. And so, on that note, talk about that relationship with you. Thank you, Sharon. I want Dr. Professor. I'm sorry. I called him Professor. I'm sorry. I shouldn't did that. I'm sorry,
You're
Doctor.
okay. You're
I'm,
okay.
you start conversations with him, you get into quantum physics, which is one of the things I like. This brother can go from that end. So anyway, can you tell us just a little bit on the scientific side? What does interconnectivity mean when you talked about before in connection to different organisms, please?
All right. So when we start talking about connections or intra symbiosis, just meaning that these individuals, these different parts, which they're not really different, but individual parts have a significant connectivity to one another. Like they depend on each other for their existence when we talk about intra. Now, when we talk about inter, they don't really necessarily have to have the other person, but if the other person is there, they can benefit from a mutual relationship. But when we talk about intra, that's more or less when we're talking about, like we talked about humans. Humans breathe in what? Oxygen. And we put out carbon dioxide. Now, well, what takes in carbon dioxide and put out oxygen? Well, the tree. So we have an intra connectivity with plants. Without plants, we'll never get oxygen. And without us, the plants will never get carbon dioxide. So this is a necessity. This is not something that we have to say, well, I don't want to do that. That's something that must be done, in other words. So we have in certain, like even with our lungs have an intra-connectivity with the heart because the lung can't do what the heart can do. And neither can the heart do what the lung do. So we have an internal symbiosis or interconnectivity with even ourselves in our body because they all, for them to survive, they must do their duty. And even if one of them don't do their duty, the other one will take up the slack, but it can hurt and damage itself in doing so, like in the case of pneumonia. When the kidneys falter to do their job, then the lung may start getting rid of urine, but it will tear up the lungs getting rid of the urine. But it's doing its part to keep the whole organism healthy and strong. So you see the problem when we're not doing our duty, like if the lungs say, well, I don't want to do my duty today. I don't want to be a lung. I don't want to breathe in oxygen or something like that. So when in a relationship, when a person who's there that's supposed to be doing their job don't do their job, then it will cause another one to try to step up, but they're going to be damaged in the meantime. So, and we see that in a lot of relationships. But I'm gonna stop there if that's good enough so far.
Okay. I want to move real quick because I know everybody here, except for the young folks here, I know a little bit about their expertise. Sister Latita, you also deal with the human mind from a psychological point of view, plus interconnecting that with your spiritual kind of background and experience. What did you think, and what do you have to say in that field of expertise that you have when you heard that definition explained from a scientific point of view, if you may want to say, even though he did sneak into the relationship part, you did hear that. What was your thoughts, and what do you think?
Well, I immediately went to symbiotic relationship because we are within the all, and the all is within us. That's how I grew up. My grandmother taught me that the ant was my cousin. So that's what I believe, that the ant was my cousin. She taught me that when I step on the grass, she said, you have to ask for permission because the grass is alive. And that's exactly what I did and what I still do and what my grandchildren do now. Okay.
Mm.
So it's also that respect. And that's what I feel as though we've lost the respect of our foundation and structure, which is the planet. So therefore, that respect has chiseled away from who we are as a person, and then it parlays into the person that we're with as well.
Mm, mm. Okay. Okay.
And that was that
Okay,
was one
Sharon. I must say nothing. I know you get ready to say something.
yeah, that was one of those things that I was not taught. I wish I had been. I learned that later on in life, much later on in life, and from doing that, I I found that importance. One of the things that I didn't know, I mean, it was like I would see my mother planting flowers and moving them around and whatnot. And she took care of those plants and flowers like they were her children. And but she never explained to me what was going on. I later found out that you need to ask permission before you remove a a plant from the rest of the plant or whatever. And that's one of the things that happened just recently. We grafted a stem off of one of the plants that we had. This plant that has just is just growing amazingly and has been growing amazingly since we got it. And there was this. It was a part of a blessing ritual, and I asked for, permission to remove this stem. And once I did, once we were finished with the ceremony that it was used for, I put it in water, and it is still living and growing roots. And hopefully, by the time I get back, I'll be able to plant it as its own entity. So,
Wow.
so I wish I had known that even earlier. Now I
Hmm.
ask permission for everything. When I get a shell that has a organism in it, I usually either leave it or ask for permission to take it.
Hmm.
Ask
Oh,
it to give
wow.
it over if it's okay.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and let our young folks, now that we poured this out on them, let them give us their input. And so go ahead. What's your thoughts and feelings, both of you?
I instantly, when y'all was speaking about the interdependence between, um, when Dr. Ferrente said that our interdependence with the plants, creates our ability to breathe and their ability to give off oxygen and us giving off carbon dioxide. I instantly thought about my understanding or my theory of what the Most High was. I instantly thought that our our oneness with all things is the Most High. That energy created the from the stars and the moon and the earth and the human beings and the animals and the ocean and the sand, the grass, the blades of grass, and how everything is interdependent on one another in one way or another.
Yes, yes.
Its essence is the Most High, and that was the first thought that I had when I was listening to you guys. And then as I continued to think, I started to think about the different positions in a relationship or a family dynamic in which we all, because if you think relationship, then you kind of box it in. And as soon as I thought relationship, I instantly thought family. Then when I thought family, I thought community. And then when I thought community, I thought of us as a whole, as human beings all together. And it's kind of uh, a lot to explain. I thought more than I could actually explain.
Yeah,
Like,
when you
I was,
start talking about things that have to do with eternity and all the structure that has put all universe together, which we call through the power of a relationship, that's going to happen. You'll be blown away.
Right. So then I tried to simplify it to relationship, but my brain was just like going and going and going. So I couldn't. I still can. I definitely can as we continue to converse. But those were my thoughts.
All right. All right.
There's something I wanted to also share when I had left off from that definition that we had talked about. I don't know if y'all familiar with the term candida, what they call yeast overgrowth or something like that. But a lot of times they tell
Hold on
us
for a second. For us who only have an 8th grade education, doctor, can you help us out? That means I really would help out.
Well, candida is a microbe that lives in our blood. It's a microbe. It's actually a beneficial microbe unless it overpopulates. And then we start suffering from yeast infections and different yeast overgrowth. But they are actually beneficial when they are in the right population. And the reason why they're beneficial is because they help us deal with excessive sugar. So we won't be going into this high blood sugar, what they call diabetes and different things of that nature. We also have this condition called leaky gut that's being prevalent in our society today, where a lot of people are suffering from autoimmune diseases because they have leaky gut syndrome. And, the doctors can't find out what the deal is, but that's because the beneficial bacteria that is in their gut is no longer there because we've been feeding them bad food. So we haven't been taking care of our gut flora, and so our gut flora can't digest the food that we're eating. So the food starts to ferment and rot, causes holes in our gut. The food starts seeping into our body, and our immune system starts attacking it, and we start having these immunodeficiencies, immuno issues. So this is a problem of not having an intro-symbiotic relationship with our gut flora. When we don't take care of them, they can't take care of us. And then we start suffering disease and die, if that makes sense there, adding that to that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let this young brother speak after hearing what Dr. Frazier has said. Young brother, I know you could just blow him away. Go right ahead.
Oh my God. This is my first time, y'all, so bear with me.
Good.
You just need to speak up a little bit too, because we heard you the first time, bro.
He on the spot. He trying to process his thoughts and elaborate, but
What comes to your first mind?
I got give him a second.
But you
Come
had to
back.
just tell him I explained it pretty good. That's all you had to tell
Yeah,
him.
you
He
got it.
explained it pretty good.
Right, you did. You explained it excellently. Excellent.
I didn't expect him to really follow what he said. I was hoping that he would give his own idea and thoughts and feelings of what interconnectivity means, what comes to his first mind.
Well, you did. When he was saying something earlier, you was like, "Never thought."
I was talking to him, young sister. I want to hear from him.
But that's interconnectedness right there.
I was helping him
Yeah.
process his
Yeah.
thoughts.
That's interconnectedness
You
right
know,
there.
I saw her hand slip around his back and kind of go in there and look ready to speak. Then she pulled it out real quickly. So I'm trying to help this brother speak his own mind and his own thought. You might find your own mind, your own thought might very much agree with her.
And the thing
I
is,
I
there's
do
no perfect
agree.
answer.
Let him talk. Go ahead, brother.
I do agree with her about everything connected together, and we need each other at the end of the day.
Okay. There you go. We got something at least moving. There's always a beginning in all that we do and all that we move forward. And if that beginning is a beginning that moves us to be a better of ourself than what we were before, then you're moving the right direction. Thank you for
I agree.
giving opportunity. I really appreciate it. Okay, I see Latina. She's ready to bite at the bit. She wanted to say something real
Well,
quick.
can
I
can
know
we
it.
hold her off for just a few minutes?
Okay,
Because
I'm
we need to
sorry.
take a break.
Oh yeah, we
It's been
do.
going. We need to take a break.
Yes, I
Sure.
forgot. That's how we have to call it too. Am I right? We got to
And
call.
so
Yeah, you got to take a
exactly.
break. Take a
And
break.
so we will come back and we will listen to the wisdom of Sister Latita.
Yes, we will. So we'll be right back, folks. Hold on to your hat, your coach, and your blankets, and we'll be talking a little bit more when we come back. Just hold 1 second. All right, all right. I just always like to throw in our commercial of a while that we've did. We're going to be doing another one again. Make sure all of those who are out here right now will come. So we'll make sure our WISE team will also be there at the same time, and hopefully we'll have young people come and we'll have a beautiful time doing our WOW. What do we do it?
I'm sorry, say the last part again.
A WOW.
Workshop or
Yeah,
our
what's a
WOW
WOW called
daylight.
again? What's it called?
Waves of the water.
Yeah,
Waves
when
of the water. Because water is so important to us. It
it is.
is everything that keeps us flowing in reality as well as metaphorically.
We're actually made of mostly water, come to think of it,
Water.
at the
Yes.
same time. So that has a lot to do with it. But this time around, when we do our WOW sharing, we're going to make sure that we have our WISE team there to answer questions and speak some things on their mind and invite guests like our young folks who are being guests there. And we'll do something more in a panel kind of setup than what we did before. And I think it'll be exciting. We'll have to bring them in town, or either we'll do it live, have them also be in live, zoomed in at the same time. One of the two. We're going to try to make that happen this year when it gets a little bit cooler. But anyway, I'm going to have you express directly. I'm going to have you. Hold on for a second. I'm going to have you tell us just a little bit about what is going on with us other places. Okay.
Okay.
Usual.
Well, you can join us at Taking the Journey Together on Saturday mornings on WRUU from 9 to 10 a.m. That's WRUU 107.5 in the Savannah area. And check our website and you can find out where you can listen to past radio programs. That's every Saturday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about the same topics, but we talk about them in different ways simply because they're both live and nothing is absolutely the same when it is live.
Exactly.
And of course, you can catch us here. You can find us on Facebook at TTJ Together. Instagram is Taking the Journey Together. You can reach us at 912-421-8862. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Wow. Let's bring them all back. We're going to bring back Dr. Frazier, and we'll bring back Miss Tita, and then we're going to bring back the young couple. I guess we only have one right now. We must have scared the young man away. We scared him already. We did not want to do that. But that's all right. Let him know he is still in our minds. And at the end, it's always the thought that always counts. I wanted to.
His presence is also important with you as far as you both building and learning each other. And so the presence is important to be there, whether he speaks or not. I quite often don't speak, and my husband does all the speaking, and he does the speaking for both of us. And a lot of people think, oh, she doesn't say enough. She needs to talk more. That's not my way. And so, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, I would say even at that, they still like to still talk to her more. But anyway, that's down south. That's just a down south thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. From that particular, they're like to be seen but not heard. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Okay, we're gonna go over to Mrs. Latita. She was ready to say something. Go right ahead.
Oh, yes. Dr. Frazier was talking about the leaky gut. And I want to parlay that into how our words are a digestible source as well. Okay. So when we speak words and we digest them, make sure that they're healthy words. Make sure those words are beneficial, that they're feeding us. They're feeding our spirit. They're feeding the cognition. And don't get a leaky mouth when you should be listening.
Leaky mouth. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And brush your teeth, then. Gargle once in a while.
I'm gonna start using that now. Leaky mouth, man. Some people got the leaky mouth.
Some people got a steak mouth too, but we ain't going there.
Yes, we will, because I'm taking both of those to my class.
Why you have to gargle and brush your teeth.
Listen, some people can gargle. They can use all the gargling mouthwash banshee in the world, and it still won't clean their spirit. Okay.
That's true. But that is what it is. There are people who operate in that survival area. We're moving people to be more balanced, more healthy.
Dr. Frazier, just say, hey, that Sister L said leaky mouth. Just give me that prop on that, okay?
I got you. I'm gonna say you coined it. You coined that.
She wanted to get paid too. If you stop making some money off, I'll tell you that right now.
We're gonna put it in the book.
Don't be fooled. She want to get paid.
Write a book together: leaky gut and leaky mouth.
There you go. Hey, that works.
Maybe you can figure out which leads to which whether the
Yeah.
leaky mouth leads to the leaky gut or the leaky gut leads to the leaky mouth.
That's
Okay.
gonna be
Or
that's
are
gonna
they just
be a
symbiotic?
hard thing. Yeah, they're symbiotic.
We want
Now,
to add on the other. Do we want to add on the other end called diarrhea to come? No.
oh Lord, that's the leaky
I think
butt.
those
That what you
butts
talking about? Right.
Okay, I want to ask this question to our young folks. What do they think interdependence is? Now, I don't want to rush you guys talk about it because you've been on the show. We talked about interdependence, and we have pretty much scoured over that before in one of our topics, if not more of our topics through the years. So I want the wise folks to not say anything as yet when it comes to interdependence. I want to hear what the young folks think with not interdependence. We're talking about interdependence.
So I'm gonna speak.
Mhm.
Interdependence, and I can be corrected if I'm wrong. I'll use the example of relationships with narcissists.
Mhm.
There is a interdependence emotionally and psychologically, where the narcissist is battling a trauma, which in turns creates the narcissist in more than one way, and they are dependent on the over affection or the trauma of the other person, who tends to be over affectionate, apologetic, serving, and those are things that are coming from an opposite type of trauma. So there's an emotional interdependence for both of them. My mama talking about she don't understand nothing I'm talking about.
And 1 second, neither do we. But anyway, you did such a good job.
Okay, so
I didn't want to stop you. You did such a good job.
so then let me elaborate a little further. Does everybody know what a narcissist is?
Oh no,
Yes.
we don't know what that is. Yes, we do. Of course,
Yeah,
sister,
I
we
know y'all do. Y'all just want to hear me say it. But so my understanding of a narcissist is someone who's battling an internal trauma, emotional neglect of some sort, low self-esteem in some kind of way, and the way that they portray it is through control or different facets in that area. They tend to like a lot of attention. They tend to be emotionally selfish and not empathetic. They are somewhat aggressive. They love bomb. They'll show a whole bunch of love in order to attract a certain person. And then once they feel like they have the person reeled in, then the aggression. Y'all hear
Okay.
me? When it glitches,
Yeah, we heard it was a little glitch that went on.
then the control comes out. So the interdependence is upon the other person. These are usually people bonding through traumas. One person has a certain trauma and the other person has maybe a similar trauma, but they handle it in a different way. So the other person is probably the most softer spoken person. They also have a neglect trauma or abandonment issues of some sort, and they want the person's attention, and they'll do anything to keep that person attracted. And so the narcissist banks on that. Like, I want your attention. I want you to feel this kind of way. I want to get you all wrapped up around me just so I can see your affection and attention. I'm going to neglect you now that I have you wrapped around my finger so that you can pull on me and get my attention and make me feel better as a person. Because
Okay, sister, we're gonna stop you for a minute because after you get over, you'll be writing a book. It'll be just that long. But I want to say, I will want to say to you, okay, but not correct. Really not. But we're going to help you with that. We're going to help you with that.
That
Sure.
seems to be more codependent.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say.
That's more of a
Codependent.
codependent.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
relationship.
yeah, codependent. Yeah. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. See, interconnect.
No, that's okay. But
Yeah, that's all right.
This is
That's
a,
my
a
mama.
learning. This is a learning process.
Yeah. Interconnectivity is just real simple. It's what you can do with somebody else that makes it almost impossible what you can do by yourself. In other words, what you could do more with somebody else than what you could do by yourself. That's what interconnectivity is.
For example, if it was not for the
Got it.
relationship that my husband and I have, there's
Mhm.
no way I would have had the courage to be where I am right now. So his support and encouragement for me to apply for this and to be here was an interdependent situation where we came to that understanding together and seeing where we could go from there and how it would benefit us both by me coming here.
Yeah, yeah. In other words, a lot of young folks call, and I'm not mad at them, is partnership. Learning how to be partners in
Yeah.
your relationship. That's another example of
Delegate.
interdependence. Another example, I'll give you a technical one. Interdependence refers to the mutual reliance among different systems, organizations, and individuals, entities that external to each other. So when you're doing interdependent stuff, you may sometimes take different, how can I say it, professional or skills that you have, and you put them together and you create something that becomes a us. You create
Right.
something that becomes behind you too. We know of a lot of power couples. They sometimes call us power couples, and they have created a lot of things. I'll give you an example. The National Museum of Black History. How do I say it correctly, Sharon? Because I always get it wrong.
Uh, the National Museum of African American, it's so long I can't remember it either, but the museum that's in Washington, D.C.
Exactly. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He brought it up close to the camera.
Thank you. Thank you.
We were there. Thank you. We were there when they opened it up. Mashara and I were there when they
Yeah.
opened it up. And all that good stuff. We got to meet the director who opened up in the wife. The wife actually is the head of, at once, the Native American Museum. She's now ahead of all the Smithsonian museums. And they both are couples in the museum world that has to do with all the Smithsonian museums in DC. And they operate as a power couple to make that happen. And so one of the things that we're trying to do when it comes to interconnectivity, or in this case, balance, healthy relationship, is to build power couples. And how much do we need power couples in our community? Oh, many power couples we need in our community to work as partners, to work as individuals, but yet knowing how to work together and creating an us. This is all about now working on not just you as two individuals coming together. This is now talking about how do you work on just yourself, and how working on yourself is important to be able then integrate and work with someone else, which is your partner. Because
Can I share this, Craig?
I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
Can I share this? I
Mhm.
look at the codependency is more or less being a parasite. You remember we talked about parasite being,
Yeah.
more non-symbiotic. But
Yeah.
we see when we talk about interconnectedness, we are in intersymbiosis. Like, say for example, you were a hand and your husband was a feet. When y'all come together, when y'all come together, you can touch stuff and he can walk y'all along the way. So y'all become dependent on each other now. The hand need the feet to walk, and the feet need the hand to grab stuff to bring it. So that's how you see an interconnectedness, where you have a specialized gift, he has a specialized gift, and y'all bring them together, and y'all become one in one organism together, and y'all can do now two tasks instead of just doing one task.
The very moment that y'all said that's codependent, my brain did like a oh shoot, and I understood exactly what interdependence is, and we actually have great examples of that. Like, I have some great examples of interdependence. I get it.
Yes.
Excellent.
I just
Thank
want y'all to know I understand interdependence.
Well, good. If anything, we did good. Us older people, we just dropped somebody.
Yeah, you dropped her, the singer.
Latina.
Yeah, the minute she heard that, she was like, okay, my job is done. I did enough. Hopefully she'll be back. Interdependence emphasizes the need for coordination and integration of various components to ensure the smooth functions of an overall system. Again, interdependence, not interdependence emphasizes the need for coordination and integration of various components to ensure smooth function of the overall system. In other words, the overall relationship. So we're going to talk about real quickly, because we're going to have this show more than once. That's why it's part 2. We're going to talk about what are some of the things that we have to work on together in the interdependent side, so that we have a smooth relationship that operates in a smooth, I just use a balanced and healthy way. One of them is, I'll start it off and people could talk about it. We don't have much time. Mutual reliance. The components or elements within the system that are mutually reliant on each other, meaning the changes or disruption in one can affect the other. Again, meaning the changes of one or the other can disrupt one part that can affect the other. So how do we work with mutual reliance in a relationship under the guise of interconnectivity?
Well, I was just talking about that earlier when we were talking about pneumonia. You know what I mean? You'll never have pneumonia as long as you keep good kidney action, because your kidney get rid of urine. But when the kidney falter in doing this job because you done drunk too much Coca-Cola, coffee, tea, or some other toxins that done over-innervated your kidneys, now your kidneys is not functioning, filtering the blood properly. So now this excessive toxins that's building up in your blood got to be taken out via a alternative route, which it might use the lungs. But when that's coming out of the lungs, you can smell urine on some people's breath when you're around them, So now they're getting urine coming. The lungs is doing the job of a kidney, and that's not his job. So that's not the kidneys falter in this job. So now the lungs got to step up and do the work, but it's going to be damaged in the process. You understand what I'm saying? You end up with lung cancer and all type of other stuff from continued pneumonias or stuff, or you can suffocate and die with that fluid on your lung.
Okay. She's back. Everybody sees she's back. So she's not finished. We thought she left. She thought she was finished with it and her job was done, but she's back here again. Thank you, Sister Latita, for coming back. We were now looking at what are some of the elements that need to be used as individuals in the understanding of interdependence. We talked about mutual reliance. What do you see as for mutual reliance being a need in a interconnectivity kind of relationship?
Let's see. The thumb needs to know what the pinky is doing.
It's what's the word?
I mean, to me, it's just as simple. Okay, for those that didn't get it, the pinky and thumb are on the same hand. The thumb needs to know what the pinky is doing.
All
There
right.
you go.
So is this in relation to interdependence, right?
She's using that as a way as for describing mutual reliance. She's using that.
Well, what I get from what she's saying is, they call it the opposable thumb. In plant eaters, we got the thing opposable thumb. For me to be able to grab something, I got to be able to bring my thumb to my pinky. That's the opposable thumb. If I'm not able to correlate or have a thumb, I'm not going to be able to grab anything. I'll be like
that is actually it. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Let me go a little bit further into this, even though we got 2-3 minutes, and hopefully it brings everybody back for our next show next week, Thursday, 6:00 here. Hopefully we'll bring everybody back. If we don't work on self-awareness of self, understanding our own strengths and weaknesses, we won't know that we're a thumb. We won't even know that we're a pinky, and we won't know how we mutually work with each other And that's where the crux of interdependence is all about, knowing your purposes in life and how you connect in a relationship so that you both can work together, using the example of a pinky in a thumb. Okay?
You're talking physiology, how
Yeah.
it functions, how that
Yeah.
thumb, what the purpose of a thumb.
Yeah,
What's
yeah. You
purpose.
you know, Doc, with us going into detail, do you know it took them a while to program that in a robot to
Right.
understand the grabbing and the purposes of the fingers and the hand? They didn't even really understand that dynamics and had to
Right.
now they can. In fact, now the hands can actually pick up an egg. So you have pressure. You get too much pressure involved in relationships for one on another in a relationship, then you can understand how that can break a relationship.
Yeah.
Just giving examples. Yeah.
Amari, man can't even create water. That's why it took so long for them to try to create that with the robot.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Hey, folks, we got 2 or 3 more minutes. Sharon, do you want to say anything for all the way from Korea? Are you the only Black person walking on the street? No, I'm just joking.
Absolutely not.
He got
No.
soul.
Exactly. Serious soul now. No, I just, I love being here. I miss home, but it's been quite an experience. And one of the things that I do want to emphasize is the more you move away from your backyard, the more you understand who you are and what your purpose is. Um, it's you're expanding all the time, but when you step that far away, you have to reevaluate. You have to evaluate, and if you're in the right relationship, your relationship becomes even that more important to you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Doc, can you tell us where can we hear from you out there, those who don't know you? We'll start
If
with
you
you.
want to get in contact with me, you can call me directly at 912-227-9335. Hopefully I pick up the phone. I know how you but leave a message if you can't get me. But you can email me at savannahnaturalhealth@gmail.com. You can catch me on Our Black Media platform, teaching every Tuesday from at 6 o'clock. The show called Natural is F. You can pretty much check me out at heal.me/FDF. If you're suffering with a health issue and want to have it corrected a more holistic way without using the medicines and herbs and remedies.
All right, Sister Latita, make sure you get the information down so you can get with him. You both can do that regurgitating book. Anyway, go ahead. It's your turn. Tell us about you and where can you be found?
Well, you can actually find me on TikTok. I don't do too much because I am in school full time, but you can go on TikTok at Dark Earth. I am there. Follow me. Talk to me. Let's stay groovy. We can be groovalicious together, man. Groovalicious together.
All right, I love that. Okay, our young couple today. I hope we expanded some things in your mind and in your heart and in your soul. Tell us a little bit about where we can find you at and what you're doing real quickly.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
You guys can find me at Empress Makalani, MAKALANI, on TikTok and Instagram. Facebook at ICPort, ICPORT Savannah. ICPort Savannah on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Okay.
And my personal Facebook is Melanie, like Melanie without the E. Allure Author. ALTHA.
Sounds like it's Hawaiian, that one name, Allure. How about your partner? Is he any place besides you? Does he have his own personal page, anything like that whatsoever? Okay, so
right
we find
beside him. Right beside him.
All
you
right.
can find him at me.
Right.
We're gonna end up making sure that it's at us. That's how it should.
I love that.
So
And I definitely want to
so
be back on because I had a lot to elaborate on after the understanding of interdependence.
well,
Like,
good. Then take as Sharon would say, take your assignment with you, and the next time we come on, we'll take a look at it and give you an A or a B. Or Sharon said they don't even do that anymore. They said as long as you show up, that's always good enough. I would like for you also to stay on. The young couple will stay on after we leave. Dr. Frazier, I'll get back with you because we got some fruits. Hopefully, come by and pick up from you. If Apostle, if you're still out there, so I'll get back with you later on that. Latina will always
I'll be gone by the time I get home.
We're always glad. And Sharon, of course, I will get with you by the time you get home, and I'll talk to you sometime later on. But thank you for all the guests who will be on and who have been here. And hopefully we'll see you next Thursday again at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay, here we go. Thank you. God bless and ashe.
yeah,
I like that.